there, Star Wars collectors, and welcome to another Bossk Bounty video. Now this video is going to have a dual theme, essentially. This video was going to be just a pickups video. I was going to show you all the bits and bobs that I've managed to pick up over the last week or so. Haven't done one of those in a while. But of course we did have the Hasbro live stream today for the Haslab Rancor, and I kind of wanted to sort of address some of that and talk about it and give you my sort of 2 cents on it really. Now for me, for someone that doesn't really collect the Black Series as such, I do have the odd figure or whatever, but predominantly I'm a 3.75 inch collector, and the Rancor itself would probably look out of place in my collection. But I do realise that there are a hell of a lot of Black Series collectors out there. I'm not 100% sure how many of you out there wanted a Rancor necessarily, but let me know in the comment section below what you think of the Rancor. But of course they have tried to entice the 3.75 inch collectors in to buying the Rancor by putting figures on Power of the Force card backs, and I've got to say, you know, the Gamorrean Guard, when that got announced, that definitely piqued my interest. Not enough to back it as of yet, because I want to see how far it's going to go. But the Luke Skywalker, let's talk about the Luke Skywalker, which is actually the tier 4. That is apparently a fully newly sculpted figure. Now you can just imagine that they're not going to have that figure exclusive to this Rancor set, so it will more than likely be released in the main line, probably in a Mandalorian box is my guess. However, that is kind of going against what they've done in the past, because they've never really included newly tooled figures within a Haslab project. If you look at the barge, we had the Yak Face figure, which was also released in the main line, so they're getting their sort of double release for that figure. Of course, it came on the Power of the Force card, which was the exclusiveness of it with the barge. And then if you look at the Razor Crest, we got the Jawa, and we got the Baby Yoda or Grogu figure, and very, very small differences between the mainline releases of those figures. So we've got a vac metalized pram for the child, and we got a necklace and knife and a different egg for the Jawa, but essentially they're the same figures. So this is something new really for a Star Wars Haslab, where you're getting a newly tooled figure. The problem I think that we've got with it is that it's not the right character that everybody wanted. I think looking at the comment section and reading blogs and watching other people's videos since the Haslab Rancor has been announced, it's pretty clear that everybody wanted the Ula figure, and of course Malakili, which is also known as the Rancor Keeper. And you would probably suggest that that would be right. Those would be the two figures that you would want with a Rancor. Unfortunately, I'm not sure if an Ula figure would ever get made. Similar to the Slave Leia figure, I just think maybe that's a bit too risky these days for them to create a figure like that. That's just my personal opinion. But, you know, the Malakili figure, I think the reason you're not getting that figure in the Black Series with that Haslab is because I can't really see that figure doing too well in the main line. So if that just went to mass retail, I could probably see that figure sort of peg warming. It's not the greatest of characters, is it? He's in the film for like all of 10 seconds. So it's not the kind of thing that's going to entice a child in the aisle of Walmart to ask his mum if he can have that figure for Christmas or whatever. So they've given you the Luke Skywalker on that Power of the Force card with the coin, and it's a newly tooled figure because of course they, you know, the plan would be to re-release that later on down the line in the main line of figures. And of course a Luke Skywalker Jedi Knight in a Mandalorian box will sell, no problem at all. The tier before that was interesting because it was the Salacious Crumb on a very, very similar card back, almost identical card back to the version that was released in the Vintage Collection in that Death Star set. I think it was VC67. And as my friend Only One Kenobi pointed out to me, that it's a mini version of a Black Series card. So that card back could actually end up being the size of a standard Vintage Collection card, which is pretty interesting for someone like me. At the end of the day, if the price was a little bit cheaper and I was guaranteed to get all of those extra bits, all of those extra tiers, then I might jump on purely for those 3 carded figures and then maybe sell the Rancor, I don't know. But of course, people out there that are sort of toy photographers and things like that would absolutely love this Rancor. I've got no doubt about that. But I think what we need to ask ourselves, or what I ask myself, is does the average Black Series collector want a huge Rancor? And when they get that huge Rancor, what are they going to do with it? Can it fit on a shelf next to all their other Black Series figures? I don't know. But anyway, that's just my 2 cents on it. Let me know in the comment section below how you feel about the Rancor. Are you going to be backing it? But I don't know. I feel maybe that these Haslab Dream items that they call them, maybe they are more suited to the 3.75 inch vintage collection where you can offer a huge vehicle. Like, for example, one that I would love them to do would be a Sandcrawler, for example, with all the bells and whistles, everything that comes with it. It would be fantastic, no doubt. But what realistically could they do in the Black Series as like a dream massive item? And I guess the Rancor fitted that bill, but at the moment I'm not too sure how successful it's going to be. But let me know in the comment section below. Anyway, I just wanted to sort of just talk about the Rancor, let you know my thoughts on it, and yeah, let's get on to something more interesting and look at my pickups of the week. Alright, so the first thing that arrived, this actually arrived today, and I'm sure lots of you in the US already have this figure, but we've only just got it in the UK, and it is the Prototype Edition Stormtrooper, and this is going to go very nicely with my Fett and my Darth Vader, because I do have the other two. You know, these are just a novelty thing, which, because I had the Darth Vader, and you've got to get Fett, then you've kind of got to get this one as well. So that's the Retro Collection Stormtrooper Prototype Edition. Super, super shiny. I do love the pop art style artwork on the card. Maybe even the best of the three, to be honest. But the figure doesn't really interest me, to be honest. I won't be opening one of these, for example. Oh, and after I've done all the pickups, we do have this box to open. I forgot to mention this at the beginning of the video. This was sent to my P.O Box, as you can see there, Bossk Bounty, P.O Box 2154, Worthing, BN12 9EW. So it's going to be pretty cool to open that up as well towards the end of the video. All right, next up, last weekend I went to the Sandown Toy Fair and I met a load of nice people once again, and the Blacked Out Ewoks, BOE, was one of those people, and he kindly brought some stuff along to pass on to me, which was awesome. First thing was this bit of artwork that he drew of Bossk. I have seen this before on his Instagram, but he actually did a printout for me and laminated it for me, which is pretty cool. So thank you so much for that, BOE. That is awesome. But he also gave me these. First of all, we have the Hot Wheels Bossk car. Now, I do have one of these in its packet, but I haven't got one loose, and I wasn't planning on opening my one. So very nice to have this loose in the Bossk cabinet. So thank you so much for that, my friend. And this, I believe, is the D'Agostini die-cast Bossk, which is fantastic. Obviously the bubble's mangled. He's meaning for me to open this, and that is what I'm going to do. I'm going to open this up, get the figure out, and he's going to go in my cabinet. But he's looking pretty awesome, painted really well, and really heavy these things are as well. But I believe these are from D'Agostini, and again, that is something that I haven't got in my Bossk collection. So when he gave me these, I was over the moon. So thank you so much, my friend. If you haven't checked out the Blacked Out Ewoks channel, he's on YouTube, and I'll leave a link in the description below. Alright, so next up we have two figures to go towards my complete run of vintage figures. These ones were pretty hard to get, I've got to admit. I had a bit of an issue with a Han Solo in Carbonite, which I had to send back to the seller because it was damaged and that wasn't clear on the photos. But the very next day I managed to pick up this one, and this one is super, super mint. And I know it's mint because it's actually come out of this. Now, I didn't open this. It came like this, essentially, but the coin's still in there, the tray's still in there, so you can get the figure like back in there if you wanted to. I'm not too sure that I really want this necessarily. I really just wanted the figure, essentially. So I may sort of move on the coin and the card back. Of course, he does come with his Carbonite block here, which again is just mint condition, not one scratch on that. So I'm so happy with that, to finally have the Han Solo in Carbonite Power of the Force last 17 figure. Next up we have General Lando Calrissian, which again is a great figure. Really, really nice condition, this one. He does come with his blaster, which is good. And yeah, the thing that you have to sort of look out for this one is a nice clean cape, and this one does. Really nice cape. Very clean indeed. No rubs or anything on his body, and the limbs are super tight on this figure. Very happy with it. No hair rub or anything like that. So a really nice example, and again, straight away this is going to go into my cabinet of vintage figures. So that's two more off the list. I think I probably only need maybe 6 or 7 now to complete the run. One of those is Yak Face, so he's going to cost me a bit. But I won't be buying any more for a little while because these two set me back a fair amount. Alright then, so it's time to open this box sent to my P.O Box, and yeah, always very appreciative of people's generosity, so thank you so much. I've already slit it open there so we can, you know, do it nice and quickly. And let's see what's inside. So we've got a little note here that says, "Hi Tim, I've enclosed some items for little Bossk. Keep up the good work." Right, so if the thing's in here for little Bossk, I better go and get him then. Hang on a second. Alright then, so I've got little Bossk with me now, so we're going to take a look at what this person has sent now. Of course, you saw the note there. It wasn't signed by anybody, and I've looked on the box. There's no return address or name or anything. So if you are the person that has sent us this, please get in touch, because I want to thank you personally. You know, it's very difficult for me to, you know who I'm saying thank you to, because at the end of the day, there's nothing in there to say who it's from. But whoever you are, thank you so much. So let's take a look at what this kind person's given you, little Bossk. So what's this?
A Stormtrooper.
Yep, that's an Imperial Stormtrooper. Is this the Galaxy of Adventures line? I think it might be. Galaxy of Adventures there in these tubes. These were pretty cool. I never actually saw these in the shops when they were over here. But yeah, so it's cool to get one. So what do you think of that?
It looks really cool, and I just wanted to say something, that someone on YouTube actually made it into a piggy bank.
What, into a money box?
Yeah.
Oh right, that's cool. So somebody made these tubes into a money box. That's interesting. But what do you think of the figure? He's a good figure. It looks really good. Of course, that's the same helmet they used for the Rogue One VC-140 Stormtrooper. Really nice. So he'll go in your army, won't he?
Yep.
Awesome. Okay. So let's see what else is here. Oh wow, cool. I've never actually seen this one before. So this is a Hot Wheels, and it is the Imperial Combat Assault Tank from Rogue One. So that's pretty cool, isn't it?
Yeah, I really like that, thank you. And also there's a mini tank driver in there.
Yeah, there is. Yeah, you can see his little head poking up there, which is awesome. The Vintage Collection, one of those, is probably one of my favourite vehicles since the Vintage Collection's come back. Really nice vehicle, that. And this one looks great too. And yeah, as you say, little Bossk, he does have the little driver sticking his head out there. That's awesome. So there you go then. What do you say for those two things?
Thank you.
Right, let's just put those over there, because there is one more thing in here I've just seen. Oh wow, look at this. Right, so this is a Letra set. I used to have these as a kid. 1978 20th Century Fox Film Corporation. Now I'm not too sure if this is for me or for little Bossk. I'm not too sure if I'd want little Bossk to actually do this, but essentially it's like a transfer thing. So in here should be like a backdrop. There it is, the backdrop. So you've got the Tantive 4 there, which is awesome. And then you get these transfers. You peel it off and then you put it on like that, and then you use your pencil to push the transfer onto the backdrop. So that's awesome. So you've got Vader, lots of killed stormtroopers and stuff like that. You've got C-3PO, you've got Leia there. So that's awesome. Thank you so much for that. I'm not too sure if this was for little Bossk or if this is for me. We might have to have a little argument over that, because I want to just keep that like it is, because it's awesome. It's a piece of history, and I used to have these when I was a kid. But definitely these two items here, I'm pretty sure they're for little Bossk. So big thank you to whoever sent those. Really do appreciate it. Thank you so much. We do appreciate that sort of thing. And do you just want to say a big thank you, little Bossk?
Thank you.
There you go. Right, that's probably all you're going to get out of him. All right then, thank you so much for watching this video. I rambled on a little bit about the Rancor earlier, but I tried to sort of ad-lib it and tell you what I thought. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Thank you to my Patreon supporters and my channel members. Please hit the like button if you've enjoyed the video, and we shall see you on the next one.